We'll start. Just welcome to Fresh Jugo. I'm your host, Julián. I'm here with the very talented José Ibarra Rizo. How are
What's
you?
up, Julián? Good, man. Thanks for having me.
Well, yeah, thanks for hosting me. We're here at your studio in the Go Farm, right?
Yeah.
How long have you been in this space?
So I just got the studio space in like the late February.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of a fellowship called the Creators Project.
Okay.
So in exchange for a studio, you like do some community service, open studio programming, like professional development. So it's a fantastic opportunity. Should people want to apply like late next year, because I'll have it until I think it's for 18 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good number.
So I'll be here. I'll be here a little bit. Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, it's a nice cozy spot. I see a bunch of your work and just it's basically your office space here. So
Yeah.
like, what are you using the space for, basically?
So I've spent the majority of the past 5 years just kind of working from home, and really the space is really dedicated to like. I just got off doing a fellowship where I was like making like a book or mock-up book.
Okay.
So I've been spending energy kind of like re-editing all my pictures, trying to get the color just right, and printing like you see in the back. So I got this metal sheet up there just to be able to like look at things, and then aiming for really nice colors, accurate colors. So
Okay.
I spent a lot of time doing that lately in these past few months, working towards new projects, a lot of research. Trying to do some video stuff too. So
Nice.
yeah, it's like a space where I could just kind of play and just be.
Just focus.
Yeah, outside from like the day-to-day home, where you just like come in here, put in some hours, and then go home.
Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of home, you're a local Gainesville legend.
Right.
You know what I mean? I heard on the streets that you coined the term G-ville or Gaines Vegas. Is that right?
I think Brian Horacio told me that I'm like, I don't remember saying that before.
I believe it. They said that you call it G-ville. I was like, that makes sense. That makes sense. Can you tell me a little bit about that? I know you're originally from Guanajuato, Mexico, right? But you grew up for the most part in Gainesville, Georgia.
Yeah.
So can you tell me about that, like what it was being born in Mexico, and then I'm assuming you came over with your family?
Yeah. So, like you said, from Gainesville, Georgia. I immigrated here as an undocumented immigrant along with my mother to join my dad in Gainesville, who is on the younger side of his family. So you'd constantly follow his older brothers to places of like where they could find work. Yeah. They spent a lot of time in California, like picking avocados, and then somewhere along the way they like heard about all the work and poultry opportunities here. So they came over here, started living at like La Suburban. I don't know if you know where La Suburban is.
No. In Gainesville?
In Gainesville, it's like a trailer park.
Okay. Is it along Atlanta Highway?
Kinda.
Okay.
It's like behind like the Red Lobster.
Okay. I know.
Yeah. So it's like one of those roads.
Yeah. So
they all started living there, and then eventually, they all like worked really hard and got their own homes. So, up until the age of 7, I was living in Mexico. I was born in Mexico, and then immigrated with my mom. Thankfully, everything went well, and we arrived safely. I was undocumented for a few years, became a legal resident, and then I can't remember, it was 2021, 2020, I became a U.S. citizen.
Nice.
So it's been a whole journey. And then Gainesville just has literally influenced my whole practice.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of what the work that people know me for. Yeah. Like 90% of it is made in Gainesville. Yeah. It's like taking inspiration from it. Everything that I see from day to day and how beautiful I think it is. And Gainesville, it's like it's heavy like Mexicano, Guatemalan, Salvadoran, Latinx community, and that distinguishes, I feel like, from other parts of North Georgia. Yeah.
So for those who don't know about your work, you are a lens-based photographer, as your artist bio says. You're lens-based, more photo work for the most part. I know a lot of your work features portraits of, say, people in Gainesville or around Georgia, the Latino communities. So can you tell me about how you're meeting these people and like what kind of leads up before you actually take the photographs of them?
Yeah, for sure. So, you know, like I said, it's been 5 years doing this project, and I think as every year, like my practice kind of evolves and changes. I think early on it was like the goal was like, how can I make this beautiful portrait of these beautiful people that I'm seeing? Like that was the incentive. What was beautiful about it was like I knew these spaces too in these places because like I grew up around them.
Yeah.
So it was really easy for me to just like get in my car and like walk to places that seemed very familiar.
Yeah.
Early on, one of the things was like building up the courage to be able to like, hey, here I am doing this. Are you willing to be part of this story with me, or like help me tell the story? And as time goes by, you know, my priorities have changed, and I become more conscious of that relationship that I can have as a photographer and the subject. You know, like because there's ethics to it. Yes. You know, like how it's done. So as this project has evolved, like I'm so less concerned about shooting, but more about like really taking in these stories that these people are telling me. Okay. I get a lot of no's as many as I get yes.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what's the difference between like the response you're getting from people when you approach them, or even if they do say yes, like do they feel a sort of way, or like what are you going to do with this, that type of thing?
Yeah, I think, you know, I've been surprised by how many people are willing to do it. Yeah. But also very respectable people who say no. And I think it's not because they don't want to. I think a lot of them share like concerns about their own status. And I think given, you know, I started this project at the end of like Trump 1. Yeah. Kind of. And now here I am in Trump 2. This time around, like I find people much more hesitant to be part of my project. I think, you know, with AI, people like creating an image, like there's responsibility to that. And now that to have machines be able to like scan those images and like, you know, there's so many things. So there's a lot of fear out there, and it's kind of shifted my practice a little bit. Like now I'm spending a lot of time photographing landscapes or like spaces where I know these people exist, I see, but the body's not necessarily in the image. Okay. So I'm like speaking about like these places that they like cultivate, that they form. So yeah, there's the absence there, which is like so different from what the project originally began as a portrait project. So I've just kind of been responding to the times and trying to thinking about like how to do it responsibly. Yeah.
So even with that, so with you trying to still share these stories, how are you able to do that without actually taking photos of these people? I know you just said you're taking photos of the spaces they're taking in, but are you trying to get their individual stories or more as a collective?
I think a little bit of both. I think I don't know if you noticed, but like I don't photograph inside people's homes.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you're right. A lot of them are outside.
Everything is outdoors because it's like I see it as like very simple. Like we're sharing common ground. Okay. You know, like interesting. I love moments of leisure. So like, you know, like finding people when they're just like resting or like playing pickup or, you know, maybe just having like a drink outside or something. Yeah. Like the simple day-to-day like life, like I really like capturing that. So like a lot of the spaces that I do enter, like they're public spaces, they're parking lots, they're parks. Yeah. So like we're both existing in a like kind of like a common level. I've found that like I've strayed away from like going deep into people's homes because like I feel like that could be intrusive. Not that I'm not open to it, but I think it just has to make sense. So like a lot of the images I'm making are like of these shared spaces. Yeah. So that multiple people come and either they grow they grow corn on, or they come relax in it. So yeah, I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So to just go more off of that. So when you were saying earlier, sometimes you approach people and they're kind of hesitant to because of their own status or anything like that. I feel like there is a group of people like that, like Hispanics here in the Georgia area, where they're not maybe engaging with like the arts, things like that, which can be kind of like upsetting, like at least outside of their comfort zone. You know what I mean? So with your portraits that you're doing, like I know I've gone to a couple of your shows where you've invited the subjects to the show, and they're like, I can only imagine maybe it's like they're only one of the few times that they've gone to like a gallery or something like that. So like with that, like how do you want people to engage with your work? Like people who like the subjects that you're taking, how do you want them to like react to it, I suppose?
As I come from a background of drawing and painting. So like that's very straightforward. Like the painting is the final product. With photography, I found it to be like, I've been learning about the medium and like how it can exist in either public spaces, in an exhibition space. And lately I've been thinking a lot about the book form. I think early on, like, it's just like I was getting out there being really naive about everything. Just like not really like, I didn't have intentions. Like my only intention was like, I won this fellowship, and I'm gonna make these images and I'm gonna exhibit them. But I wasn't like really thinking about, oh, this could be a book. But now that I've like gotten some time to kind of learn how the photo world works, and particularly like more about books, I think that makes perfect sense for how I want to tell these collective stories in book form, and ultimately one day share it with them. So that like there's this project that has been going on for years, and that they're one component of it. So I think that's like the most accessible way I want to like create this story with them and like share it with them. And then I'm also constantly thinking of like, how do I engage deeper with the people that I photograph? You know, which is
like, do you keep in contact with these people?
Yeah, I save all their contacts. Occasionally, I'll like, for instance, this one girl whose portrait is in the airport. Like she hit me up. She's like, "Hey, someone saw me. Like, I just wanted to say like, that's so cool." And like, I'll occasionally have conversations with a lot of people, and a lot of them have moved away. A lot of them are, we're living a very transient experience where people are just falling, where there's work, or situations change. So, but I try as much as I can to like revisit a lot of the places that I've been making images from for the past 5 years. So I do my best. I think there's always a level of guilt because you're like, I don't know if this responsibility is like unique to photography, as opposed to like other mediums, but like, I also like, I like want to immerse myself more, but also like, have a work in a job, my marriage or a family, like, so it's like, I don't know. There's this photographer named Curran Hatterberg who I really like admire, and Curran like fully immerses himself with his subjects. Like he lives with them for months.
Really?
Yeah, and he's just like, that's his life, and it's just like, that's one way to go about it, and I found it really beautiful, and like those images speak for themselves about that connection that he has with the subjects because he's like there with them. So it's like I constantly think it's like, how much of that can I do? While also living my day-to-day life.
So like, sorry, other than publishing a book, like what other ways have you tried to, stay engaged with these people or try to mix them into your life like that?
I think,
like, are you going out to lunch with them? Or are you just like maybe chat them on the phone for a little bit?
I think the most I do is like a chat. I think, like you said, I have brought some people to my exhibitions. But no, I mean, I would love to treat everyone to something. But no, I think, and I'm constantly kind of brainstorming on ways to develop that, but also, I don't know. It's like, how do I strike a balance? So, and I don't have infinite funds either. So it's like,
that's a big part of it. So as an artist who's creating work, how do you balance that? Like, I know you're part of ACP. You're their gallery manager, right?
That's right.
Okay. Do you handle the programming as well?
No, that's
Okay.
Makita.
Okay. But yeah, you're working. You have your studio practice. How are you balancing that, like as a artist? Just living.
Well, I think having this studio has made that a whole lot easier. You know, it hasn't always been easy. I think maybe, I don't know how long we met ago, but I was working at a screen printing shop for a long time.
Yes.
And I began this work while I was there. So
Okay.
that was production in a warehouse, making t-shirts. So like as soon as I got off, I'd go try to make these images. Yeah. I'm very blessed right now. Like you said, I'm at the Atlanta Center for Photography, which is like crazy enough. They were previously Atlanta Celebrates Photography.
Yeah, I know. I saw that a change.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know how we have the Emerging Artist Fellowship?
Yes.
I was the first one. So that's how I got introduced to the organization.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward 5 years later, I'm part of the team now.
Yeah.
So we've kind of reinvented ourselves, and I had some level of skills that translated well from like I started doing kind of marketing at the end of my screen printing job. So I was like, I'd make videos, I'd take photos.
Yeah.
I had a little bit of like background in design, so I was able to bring that to the team. Long story short, I built my way up to like be the gallery manager. But we wear a lot of hats. So, but it's like, it's a blessing to be able to work at a space that like, it relates to what I like to make, which is images, like photography. So like, it's very like, there's this great flow of like my life along with what I do for work,
Yeah.
So like, having a salary job really helps. Yeah. I don't have the pressure to like sell prints. That's why I don't sell prints. Okay. I think that's one of the reasons I don't have the necessity to. Okay. Fortunately, I have a job, so I don't have to like, I know there's a responsibility with the images I make too. Yeah. So it's like, that's why I like try to only have it be institutions that buy the prints so that they can be accessible one day to people, at museums or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm rambling now, but no, yeah, good. I think I'm in the past years, 2-3 years like this, and like, I've gotten to myself to a point where I really can have a balance between my life and work, and it all informs itself in a way that like I couldn't imagine. So really happy to be at ACP.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. There's a few things from what you were just saying I want to touch on. So you were saying how you have a little bit of background in design, marketing, along with your photo work. So it just made me think of this piece behind you over here. I think I saw it at the Mint, at the show you back at the Mint. 2023. Rest in peace at the Mint, But correct me if I'm wrong. Is this inspired by Deanna Lawson? Some similar works that she had? Because it really reminded me when I originally saw it.
Not this one.
Are you sure? Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So this is part of like an ongoing project that I titled "The Price of This Dream."
Yes.
So they're collage works. Mm-hmm. This one's like crazy different from the other ones. Okay. I think the other ones, well, they all bring family archive images into like other images that I've either created or also found. Yeah. But this one, it's crazy that you say Dina because like she has informed like a lot of like my taste and what I like and what I look for in a photograph. Yeah. So like maybe subconsciously this is from her, but like I wasn't thinking of her when I made this stuff. But maybe it's there. Okay.
Because it reminded me of some similar collage work that she had.
Yeah, like the really spacey stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what it made me think of.
No, this one. This one is just like thinking about our lineage, our ancestors. Like this is a picture of my grandma. Yeah. And she's like, she's covering her face, not wanting to be photographed. Yeah. But the last time I saw my grandma was the day I left Mexico as an undocumented immigrant. Okay. So like, I never saw her again. She passed. Yeah. So just kind of thinking about, where do we go? And looking to the stars for like kind of those answers. So there's a lot more there, but I just, So that's kind of where this work comes from.
Got it.
But shout out Dina Lawson. She's like fantastic.
Yeah, I love her work.
Yeah.
So going into the topic of family, right?
Yeah.
So like coming as an immigrant from Mexico here in the U.S., I feel like there is usually this kind of pressure on the children, to kind of take advantage of the opportunities we have here. I just had a conversation with my dad the other day about how sometimes people in the U.S. don't take advantage, of all the opportunities that we have here, So when you're here coming up from, Guanajuato here in Gainesville, what was your family's reaction when you're like, hey, I want to pursue the arts to eventually get your bachelor in studio art, right, from Georgia State?
Yeah.
So,
Georgia College.
My fault.
Georgia State claims me all the time.
Okay. My fault. Georgia College. But yeah, what was your family's reaction? Like, whether it be your parents or just people around you?
I've been very fortunate. I've been very privileged to have parents who have never discouraged me from following a creative path.
Okay.
My mom, more than anything, has been a big champion of what I do, but she's also like my biggest critic.
Yeah.
She's although she doesn't have like an arts background, she can immediately see something that's off.
That's good though. Having like someone who's like kind of like outside of the field, getting their perspective as well. Yeah. My mom's the same way. She'll critique myself all the time.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And she was like, growing up, she was always like my writing had to be really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had to be clean. So like she instilled in me like a lot of these things that like now like show up in everything that I do. Mm-hmm. My dad, I think, his concern has always been like, can you provide? Can you sustain a livelihood off of this? And it's been kind of like a learning experience for both of them, but mainly for my dad to be like, oh wow, this is possible. Or the little success I've had, it's like, oh, like it's tangible. Like I can show him a book that I'm in, or a show, and like, so it's been cool to be able to share that with them. But I know a lot of peers who haven't had that privilege, and it's really unfortunate because I think we do live with this like pressure to like kind of be a lawyer, be a doctor, or
making money.
Yeah,
bottom
like
line,
that, orgullo hispano, or like something like that. But it's like, but I think times are changing. I think kids are seeing, I think like opportunity in creative fields. I think as generations further down here in the South, or at least in America, like we're able to like I had like very little reference points of like any Latinx person that came before me of like, oh, this can be possible, So it's like I'm constantly thinking of like ways to like, kind of share the knowledge, share the wealth of like, I go about it this way, because that's all it is. It's like you being able to like be in places where you can open up opportunities, or be like give someone insight about how to level up.
No, for sure. I definitely think you've done that. It's just in my experience, just knowing you for I don't know how many years now. When did you show at the Mint?
I've had two.
Oh, the first one. The
first one was in 2021.
So I think I mentioned, because I remember going to the Mint there. I saw your work. And I remember the couple with the guy embracing his girl from behind him. Like, all the work there was cool, but that one really stuck out to me. And then when I looked into you and your work, I saw you're from Gainesville. It was like a whole other thing. I was like, whoa, like, it is possible. Yeah, exactly.
Come from those places.
Yeah, and I think that really, like, for me at least, really did like change my approach. Because I think that was around the same time I just started really like actually taking creating work with like more purpose and trying to put myself out there. So seeing that really was like a nice little boost for me,
That's all it is, bro. Just passing it on, and just like belief is everything. Like that you can do it. Like that's just that's really empowering. And I know our community has lacked that, but like I think times are changing. So, but
So, what's it called? I want to ask you more about. Obviously, right now you've been doing a lot of focus on, your photo work and whatnot. You did mention you're getting into some video. Can you tell me more about that? Like what type of things you're working on with that? I don't think I've seen any.
I messed around with it in 2021. I think it was my intention from when I got that fellowship to have a video component in that project, in that exhibition. But I just kind of like, I was like biting on more than I could chew.
Yeah.
But now that I'm working towards a new exhibition, I do want to show more film, and I think I like that interest has always been there.
Yeah.
I think it's just like once I'm like into like a medium, like I really dive into it. Like photography, I just became obsessed in late 2017 about I needed to know everything about it. Yeah. And my peers would be like, dude, you just need to go and shoot. Like that's literally how you're gonna learn. So now, like, fast forward to 2021, I like messed with video a little bit, and I've always like either done it for work or like I have some knowledge of it.
Yeah, like on the technical aspect.
Yeah, the technical aspect, but like you know, my whole thing's storytelling, and like I feel like film and video could really like help me continue telling these stories, but like in a way that like photos don't. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just kind of like taking inspiration from like Dina. She's made some video pieces which you can't find no more on YouTube, unfortunately. But like
were they like delisted or something or what?
Yeah, they took it down because it's like a lot of artists, like fine artists, make video pieces. Yeah. And
they're like exclusive to the shows and everything.
Exactly. I see. And then like they'll have them up on the internet for a little bit, and then they're like, nah, let's take it down. So like I found that to be pretty common. But you know, like are you familiar with Arthur Jaffa? I don't even know how to pronounce his name.
I don't think so. No.
Incredible artist. He does a lot of film stuff too. So I've been looking at his work a lot. So yeah, man, I think it's gonna be like a lot of the themes that you see in my photos, but just like in moving pictures. And I'm still brainstorming, but hopefully this November you can come see some video work.
Okay, so. Cool.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you get really involved into the mediums you practice, right? Yeah. What did that happen with painting, or what happened with that?
Yeah, I mean,
I think I've seen like 2 of your painted pieces. Yeah, and then it's just been all photos. So what happened there? What's the beef with painting?
No, I mean drawing, dude. I've been drawing since I was in elementary school. Yeah, and it came like really naturally. Painting, kind of not so much. I think I painted so slow that it was like really frustrating. Like in college, all I did was drawing and painting. Yeah, and I would paint portraits. So when I picked up a camera, it felt really intuitive to make images that way. Yeah, and I think there was like this fluidity that was missing with painting that like it just clicks for me in photo. Okay, like it's just like once the medium really matches your vision and like how you work, I think it's this feeling that I'm having a hard time describing, but I had a hard time feeling it in painting. In painting, I like had these moments where I was really happy with my gestures. I was really happy with what the paint was doing. Yeah. But like seeing through to a final piece was really hard for me. I think, I don't know, like maybe I just I like things fast, and for photography's fair, it's really fast. Yeah. Yeah. Instant gratification. But no, dude, I mean in
taking the easy route.
Maybe,
no, I'm kidding.
Maybe I see myself, being old and going back to it. Okay. Yeah, it's not something I've abandoned. It's something that's like it's in me. Like I get excited when I see paintings, but it's just like right now I just like I want to help. I want to tell these stories, and I want to find the best medium to do it. And right now it's like not painting for me. So.
What are you considering old? I think you're up getting in the Theo status.
I'm for sure. Yeah. No, like in my 60s or something. Okay. Or in my 70s.
Gotcha. Okay. So you've been living in Atlanta. Yeah. Right? How's that change been from... Because did you move directly from Gainesville?
Dude, I've been back and forth. Yeah. I graduated in 2014 from college. Okay. And then I lived here, like, the Chamblee area. And
Chamblee.
Yeah. Since like 2016 or 2015. Okay. Like my college roommate graduated, a year after me.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to live in Atlanta, so we both met up.
Yeah.
So after college, I lived in Gainesville, and then I lived in Chamblee from like 2016 to like COVID.
Yeah.
Moved back to Gainesville in COVID.
Okay.
And then got married this past September.
Yeah.
And now I live now I feel like I'm in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Chamblee's like at the border.
Yeah.
But now I'm like
the connector.
Basically. Exactly. Yeah. So now I'm like in Edgewood.
Yeah.
So it's like it's been so different. I'm also like a different person. I think like I'm a little older. I have a great job.
Getting more notoriety all over the place.
Thanks to my job, probably.
Yeah.
So it's
to
like
your work. It's to your work. It's just you being like consistent. I feel like, you know.
I've been there. Yeah, I feel like it's such a small community. We all know each other. And, yeah, dude. It doesn't feel like a crazy change.
Yeah.
To come be here, but it's really nice to like not. I've been transient my whole life. You know, like I would come for college in Milledgeville to Gainesville every weekend. I commuted from Gainesville to Atlanta for work for years. So it's like I spent so much time in the car from in and out of Atlanta. So like not to just be here feels really great.
That's good. Yeah. That's good. Do you think it's important for creatives who are even just outside of Atlanta, like, you know, up in Gainesville, just more or less an hour away, to kind of try to grow with the city and the art scene here? Do you think it's important to that? Because you'll see a lot where people will start building the practice, maybe get some notoriety, and then go to California, go to New York, especially with Latino creatives. So what do you think about that?
Absolutely, dude. I think I'm the guy that hates to see people in Atlanta with like an LA hat. I hate people seeing a New York hat. Like, I think the city is so beautiful and we have so much talent and we lose a lot of talent. And I think it's really unfortunate, but I think the ecosystem lacks a lot of things that should keep people there. Mm-hmm. But I think like I feel like you and I or any of our peers have a responsibility to improve that. Mm-hmm. And I think that's going to change with time. I think some people can't wait, but and fair, they gotta keep moving.
I guess so.
But like my goal is to like, however I can, create a better environment for future creatives. Yeah. So like to be here, to build here, so that you know, they don't have to find success elsewhere. You know, success. Yeah. I think the internet has helped a lot with that. Mm-hmm. I think it's gonna only kind of hopefully keep improving, but we need the right energy. We need the right investments. We need people with like to put back into the community. So it's like, yeah, I'm in no place financially to help here the way I would love to, but hopefully in the future, you know, like I think that's the way forward. Yeah. It's like, how do we create a better ecosystem so that we don't have to lose artists?
Yeah. Do you know what what could be helping like that? Like, is like corporate investment to the arts something that would be helpful? More government grants, more, I guess, artist programs? Like, what do you think would be more helpful to try to cultivate that here in Georgia?
I think, you know, for one, like more government, I think more government support for like organizations. I think, you know, Trump has cut so much of the funding for that. But also I feel like the organizations that do exist, we just need to step it up. Like, how can we be better? How can we do programming that speaks to the times? How can we engage people better? Like, I think that's something we could actively do without like not really having to change budgets. Yeah. One thing that's a little harder for me is like the collector base isn't really here. Okay. I think the markets are elsewhere. Mm-hmm. So of course you'll find more success elsewhere, you know, LA and New York specifically. Yeah. But Atlanta, like, we don't really have that collector base. And I think the ones that do, like, it's like they can only spend so much. Yeah. You know? So I don't know that corporations, I don't know how they could fit in it. I'm surely they can. But I think, you know, people investing in the arts in any way, like, I think that's really the key, man. So it's like, so that people can like sustain their practice. Yeah.
So with you having, you know, so many years doing your practice now, you know, I would say some level of success, right? Yeah. What would you say to maybe yourself, like, you know, starting off, right, like a young artist who's kind of starting their career and like how to approach it? You know, because I feel like there's a lot of stuff that people miss other than just creating the work, you know?
Yeah, I mean, shoot, there's so much. I feel like I could talk days for this, but like, you know, intention is everything. Mm-hmm. And like moving with love is everything. Like, I've like started this project that like you saw early on from a place of love, and it's just kind of snowballed to a lot of opportunities, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. But like, it's so easy to like get jaded by like a little hype or a little notoriety, or what do people want to see from me, and like you need to be able to like shy away those voices and like find what it is that you want to be making, the stories you want to be telling, and also like be open to feedback. You know, be like, be critical of yourself, be the first person to be critical. And like, always asking yourself, how can I be leveling up? And like, ask for mentorship. You know, so many people that you look up to are actually really accessible, but you're like either afraid but you just knock on those doors and build genuine relationships. I think that's key. It's like, if you can build a genuine relationship with someone that you like look up to, like that's everything. Because then they can really like, you're gaining a friendship, but also they can really mentor you towards, how to progress and move forward. So.
Who's your mentor coming up?
I've had a lot. I've had many. I've been really grateful. I've been like, you know, for that fellowship with ACP. Michael James O'Brien, he's like a professor at SCAD.
Okay.
I didn't know him, but he was like, these pictures suck. These pictures suck. These are great. And that early process of like editing down my images with him was like really insightful. Greg Harris at the High Museum is an incredible mentor. He like is always open to like answering any question that I have about how to navigate through this like weird art world and weird photo world. So I have so many, dude. Like I'm like, if one thing, I like be open to mentorship, be like open to always learning, and and being open to like changing the way you do things. All right.
And just to close off, because I think we're already at time, you know, what is next for you, and what should, you know, people be on the lookout for?
Well, you know, in the short term, I'm working towards an exhibition at the Hudgens. In Duluth.
Nice.
I have a solo there in November, and then I'll be in a group show with South Arts in Savannah.
Okay, cool.
So that'll be in September. So working towards those things. I just finished a fellowship for the Photo Work Foundation, which helped me make like a book maquette. So I'm pitching it to publishers.
Nice.
So hopefully there's a book in the next year or so. But if not, we're going to keep working towards that book and make it the best it can be. But yeah, dude, working hard at ACP and then just like continuing to make pictures. I'm like always making pictures. So yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
What you expect from me.
All right. Well, thank you, man. It was nice talking to you.
Thanks, Julián.
Yeah. Let's keep it going. All right.
That's where we walk out.
Yeah. So you do that. There we go.
Right.